Hello everyone, welcome to Zaklima Podcast. We talk. It's Nico here, and it's Friday. Friday. I like Friday because on Friday there's lots of people enjoying the weekend to come. Anyway, so today I'm doing a solo episode. I'm going to be talking about myself, the world, the culture differences, and maybe end up with something spiritually, like how do we know who we are and what we do to actually get on with life, because everybody's got a different way how to survive. Because let me be honest with you, I have some days that I have to fight the demons that I don't know how to explain. When I mean demons, please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about evil stuff. I'm not talking about. This is how I work in my life, right? If something if I cross the line, what I mean by cross the line, I'm talking about when I mean cross the line, it's like, did you ever do something stupid and then you think, oh, why did I do that? Mainly for me, it's like if you go out, for example, if you go meet some people and you go drinking, for example, socializing. Let's be honest, yeah, drinking. Why don't we say that? You know what I mean? And then not something goes wrong as such, but there's this kind of stupidity behavior, for example, and then you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Or stuff that I'm sure it happens to many people. So that's something that I'll touch at the end. But how do you get those demons to calm down? I use the word demons because I think I find it easier for me to remember that sometimes there's some energies in my system that sometimes I can't control. But the reason why they are there because I went and I went to drink. So imagine alcohol gives you demons. Like, yeah, people can say flies or wings, whatever it is called. Yeah, it gives us false confidence, and at the end, it give you empty memories. So yeah, some of that I don't know. I'm not gonna stop at that. So I'm gonna go back again, like introduce myself again. My name is Nicole Lovo, and I'm here in Sakuma Podcast. I'm a producer here, and as well as a speaker today. So yeah, I think I live in Glasgow. Most of people know that. I've been living in Scotland since 2010. And as you know, this podcast was set up for asylum seekers and refugees, for our voices to be heard. So I'm also been on the asylum process for many years. Finally, we got something. And I don't know, people always ask me uh, this question like all the time: how did you survive all these years in this very difficult situation? Because if you're not allowed to work, you're not allowed to do anything, life can be really challenging, which is very hard. But I'm not an expert, but I'm just sharing a bit about myself because we're all different. As I said, we all got different energies and different ways how we see life, and as well, how do we actually, yeah, I don't know. I suffered a lot in my life. Like even now, I'm still going through some stuff, which means I still have to fight every day. So it's not like a one-off. So during those process for the home office, blah blah, my advice to all the people all the time is this: do volunteer work, but make sure that they don't get exploited. Just balance it because people take advantage as well if you're driving all over the place. So you just need to manage yourself because it's also good for your mental health. So for me, I volunteered with Project that I think they do amazing, and they do something that I'm also part of. Part of it, they're helping people like me. Or secondly, skills as well. I learned a lot. I was given training courses, attending conferences. It just okay. I think the point I'm making, I become like a normal person that time. Like wake up in the morning, like I'm going to work, even I was not getting paid. But for me, it gave me that feeling that I'm also on this point. And yeah, because I think the thing that make life difficult is money. We don't have to avoid to say that because it's true. Without money, life it can be really bad, challenging because everything's cost money. You get on the bus, you need to pay everything. So So if you're not allowed to make money, it's a torture, because you you might end up trained as a beggar. Everybody knows when you arrive, oh my God, he's here. We have to find something for him. It's really embarrassing, So what can we do? Because that's the way the world is. But I'm not saying we should accept that. I'm just saying, if you're in that situation right now, my advice is just keep going, keep moving, and find something you like to do. Especially in UK, there's so much you can do, man. Like, there's so many free, like now, asylum seekers, they can go to school, college, university, and you can also volunteer somewhere, like learn more skills. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of suffering because of volunteering. For me, I'm gonna share my story. Like, I almost become not an alcoholic, a bunch drinker. That time I was like, I almost lost it in 2013. I think that was my worst life in my life. I know I've been through before some stuff, but 2013 was just too much for me, man. It was like too much things happened. My head was I was just losing it. And sometimes when you're in that situation and you're in the wrong crowd, especially our communities, sometimes, I don't know, I'm not here to blame people for my own life. But sometimes you had hope when surrounded by people that maybe they'll pick you up if you fall. But some in some communities you become a laughing stock. So they enjoy to see someone suffer. They enjoy to be much better than you. Maybe, I don't know. It's very sad to watch that. The more we see other people go very, very hard, and people enjoy that, I find it very sickening to see that kind of thing happens in the community. So I've got experience on that. Like, you think that people, they're with you, they're laughing, they're there with you, but as soon as you turn your back, there's negative side about you. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I had to live like that for years, man. Like, wherever you arrive, everyone knows it's a salam seeker, or it's this and that. Names are created about you, lies, stories. I've been accused for lots of not bad things. I mean, like, being not being like, how do we use the word? Like, if you're not working, you not feel like a human. You know what I mean? If you don't have the right for a lot of things, so you'll be put down as like failure. Someone failed. You feel like you failed. Wow. So I've been there. So yeah, well, when I think back, I really feel sad about people can actually be so mean. I remember one time we went to a pub or some friends who had jobs. They called them people, got papers, whatever. I was talking to this lady, nice girl, we all human, you have to chat to someone, like, Then they would come to the girl up. Did you know that is a salam seeker? You can't work in the negative. And 2, 3, see everybody in the crowd, they have energy changes towards you because someone has said something. That's not true as well. Yeah, I've been doing that for some time, and but one day I believe in God. God said to me, Nico, you're powerful more than these people. You can actually get stronger than them. Let them talk. But if you listen to him, to God, that I think is better than listening to the people. So I know when I start talking about God, because I never actually expressed myself in that way much, like now. Because most of the people, they don't know that I believe that there's God. Because if you suffer a lot like me, you need to really find a way to understand God is not someone, it's such a good energy can maybe be protected by. So I'm not going to go there because I'm not an expert in that. And I have nothing against any other religion, what people believe, whatever you believe, that's good for you. But I have nothing to say anything. I just talk about what helped me to survive in those journeys. You need to believe in something. You can believe in a tree. You can believe in yourself. You can believe to. Some people believe to government. Some people believe. We're all different. But for me, there's a time I thought, yeah, my life was not gonna come back. Okay, but Okay, I think let's get to the positive side as well. It's like if you can just don't worry about people, it's very hard if you're in the low steam like me. I was very in the very. My energy was about survival energy, so I have to make sure I'm not using too much energy from worrying, from anxiety and stuff. So I needed a balance. That whatever happens to me, I need to have that survival mode. So whatever happens to me, I always say something. But again, I don't like talking too much about what's called negative situations like getting drunk a lot, partying, stuff like that. Because sometimes it was not because I enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy to get drunk. I didn't enjoy to go out every day because you don't have a place to go, And secondly, you have no plans for life. And thirdly, that pain in deep inside your soul, you cannot go until you get drunk, and then you just keep going, think that I don't want to feel that again. And then again, alcohol, it does damage mentally and physically, and yeah, we start looking like really bad. People laugh, and people laugh. They love to see people suffer. They will laugh, man. Look at the I sober today. I remember people used to ask me, it's my first day I see sober today, man. They never say well done. They're just surprised that you're not drunk because they want to see you drunk. I've seen that. I was asked many times, oh man, you're not drunk today. Oh my God, what happened? It's like this is the life you're living, and they're supposed to be like actually helping. But to pass that stage, you need God. You need to believe that this is not. I used to ask myself, what did I do wrong in this planet, in this world? What did I do so bad that nothing works for me? And then one day I was watching a film, a documentary, I can't remember what it's called, and I seen this child with no arms, like complete, but he's smiling. You know, I know people always complain life about in Africa this and stuff, but the world uh, is the same. It's the same. I think there's lots of things that can change your life. If you think you got a worse life, man, try to look around the world. You see that your life is not bad. You're still breathing. You still got clothes. You still, have water and everything. So when I seen that documentary, I was like, Nico, you are doing great. You got hands, you got legs, you got eyes, you got noise, you got everything. Nothing's wrong with you. It's just the government system. So why don't you just ignore the government system, fight it in a different way? And I started doing good things. Don't get me wrong, people like me. I like them. People like me. I've got lots of very, very good friends. People I never know before. Nothing from my country really close to me, but yeah, there's some good people from Zimbabwe as well. I've got very, very good. Then I've got, everyone's got, I don't like to use the word enemies. I hate that word because it's not a good word. It's like creating something you're not sure about and stuff like that. So you got people, maybe, let's put it this way, who don't understand me or who disagree with me, which is okay. We can't be, loved by everyone. I think the point I'm making is that when the change start, you can start tell the differences. You can know that these are good people, these are not good people. And I still help them everywhere. You know what I mean? But now it's okay. I'm doing great, to be honest with you. And I run a podcast, I done stand-up comedy. I've done a lot of good things about myself, but I never seen them that way. It's only now I start realizing, oh my God, I achieved a lot. But I was not paying attention those days. I was just trying to get myself somewhere. But now I'm relaxed and you know what I mean? I'm kind of like looking back, like, yeah, this is good. And I want other people as well. Like, if you have that energy, just do something. Even if it's not making money, just look at it. You know, it's just like, yes, I created this. I don't care if it's gonna make a living, but at least I came up with the idea that this is standing there. You know, that was me. That's me. And it doesn't stop here because ideas. Every time someone tells me about something, I can see opportunity on it. And that's just, doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to you, but to me, it's always a vision. So, like now, I'm on this podcast, I created it. Not only by myself, let's be honest with you, this is another thing. People, they think that everything works around this world. It's about you as a person. You have some right, if you got right people around you, you will always achieve. If they can see your idea that is important, they will help you. So I did get some help as well, support, and people give me work. So don't look at me like, oh, this guy made this by himself. No, that's not true. There's a lot of work was done by other people who not being, who didn't want even credit on it. You know, they're still out there. And I thank you everyone who's involved in Siakuma podcast, even the funders, the people still giving work, Mental Health Foundation, Scotland, and Kasami Community Church, seeing the Southeast Integration, NACOM. I can go on and on and on and on. And Community Info Source. You got, I'm talking about projects that I work with around on the podcast as well. And there's some friends in Europe as well that got Uri, Renoy, Engelmert. You got David in London. You got all of them. You know, if I have to call the names of all the people around me, like these are people really, really supporting me. Who can take a whole day here. So yeah, so it's good. So now you know that you can't actually go forward by yourself. That's why I'm gonna go to the next stage of this when I say you can't do things by yourself, because this other thing I wanted to talk about on this journey as I talk. It's called what I see right now for people in the world, that we are all separated in divided as well. And right now, as I speak, the hate outside is so massive. It used to be called racism, but now it's called a war against humanity. People hate each other. You know, there's so much hate from young kids to adults, and it's just get worse because of people voting for these evil leaders. You know, yeah, it's gonna get worse because even here in UK, I can see now we're heading to Nigel Farage to be Prime Minister soon. And that's gonna hurt a lot of people, a lot of world actually. Economically, physically, mentally, it's gonna be really bad. And people still vote for him. I don't know. And again, for our country, as refugees, asylum seekers, our country is also run by the same horrible governments. So if you look at it, I'm not an expert on this, but if you look at it around the world, we're like, people become like fish in the pond, and this pond is just like running out of water, and anyone can just grab the fish and eat it. And that's why I see the world that we have no way to hide, we have no way to run, we have no way to fight. And you know, so the only thing now, this is me, maybe spiritually you can fight, because sometimes when you believe in something spiritually, you don't see these. It's not like you don't see these bad things. You see them, but they don't affect you because you're not part of it in your mind. But physically, it is. So I don't know if I make sense on this. I think I'm running out of words about when I think about the world right now. It's really, really worries me a lot. You know, you can't go outside without fear nowadays. As a black person, for example, I'm really, 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 really worried about my whereabouts every day. I'm in the big cities. It doesn't matter where you are. It's not about UK. The whole world is just not working right now, especially in European countries and United States. I can imagine as a black person or whatever, if you're not from part of that culture, it's like it's getting really, really, really bad. But I'm not here to accuse anyone from my neighbors and stuff like that. I'm just saying in general, the world is not functioning well. There's so much hate outside there. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean everybody's as black or white, Indian, color, they're very bad people. No, it doesn't. But it just said be careful, because we see it every day, especially young kids, 12-year-olds stabbing each other, killing each other every single day. What that tells you, it tells you that we're in a very bad situation. And the old leaders, they're actually putting fire on that. They are telling kids, do it, you know. I think I'm going to end by a nice thing, actually. Like, I don't know if you remember when I started talking, I was talking about how I'm going to close up about, they say that something. How do we find ourselves like spiritually level? For me, I used to suffer a lot about anxiety, a lot. You can imagine because my journey has been very, very, very difficult one. So mental health to me, or we call that, is not new. But the other thing I need to be clear about that, sometimes, especially in our communities, when you talk about mental health, they think this guy's crazy. Watch him, he's gonna do something crazy. No. Sometimes mental health for me is simple. I'm not an expert as well, but I'm just gonna talk about myself, how I see it. Sometimes when you cannot control your mind, not in a crazy way, like overthinking, for example, to become like really, really like useless. I mean, like in your own body, you can't move because you're thinking that there's nothing there for me. And I mean, like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just not functioning well. So that inside for me, it was like when you got no papers, man. It's just like you think if you hear any move or someone knock the door, you think, oh, the home office is here. But how do I get over that? I'm just gonna be quick. I think it was 2014 because I told you 2013 I was really not doing great. So one day I was walking High Street in Glasgow, 2014, the beginning, and I seen this sign in the door says meditation center. Wow, what's that means? I just needed help so badly. So I went to this place, I just pushed the door and it was very nice, calm. The smell of the place was beautiful. And there was this lady wearing in white lady, and she's nice voice. She just said, come on, come on. So there's this room, she walks me there, there's some people sitting there, everybody's quiet. Just sit in a chair. My first time done meditation, I never heard about it anyway. No, I never heard about it, I never actually practiced it. So I sit in that room, I think was about a good 45 minutes. I fell asleep actually, the music was so good. And I felt that something was taken away from my energy, was so good, I felt nice. Then I asked her, can I come back? She's like, yeah, every Sunday, Friday, Tuesdays, there's a training, by the way, if you want, you can do, it's free. 3 weeks meditation training, free, imagine. Like I'm taking it because I really needed help. So I done the training course. Meditation was just one of the most opening, changing my life. And I do it at home now by myself. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I fall off, but that, as human, we can't keep going. But until this today, if anything bothers me, but I just get my own space where it's quiet and just breathe and listen to my own energy and then just be quiet. Yeah, it helps. So I think the point I'm making that whatever we do or we're going through in life, find that tool that works for you. Find something that works for you. If it's the church, go for it. If it's the anything, spirituality gatherings, whatever, just go. It works. But I would encourage you to go to the bars and pubs and stuff. Those are the most evil things that they destroyed my life, and they still sometimes it's really bad. But you got these demons I've told you have to fight every day not to do it. So I'm still in that journey. I'm still like do my best I can as a human being. And the other thing I think for personal, I think not only me but most of the people nowadays, loneliness is a killer because it's hard to live by yourself for such a long time. If talking to yourself, loneliness I think is the one thing that pushes people to go out and overdo things. Because even again, this is another topic maybe for the next episode, because even the people with families, there's so much difficulties there, because relationship is not easy as well nowadays. It's very tough because I don't know, I'm not an expert there, but I can tell people I know they live couples or children can tell they're struggling to cope about that. I don't know. So I think the point for my making, I'm just gonna talk about myself. I just do my best. Just keep trying my best. Cycling, go do gardening, just get involved in things. Yeah, just keep going. I think that's it. I hope that makes sense to people. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. That was Nico in Sekuluma We Talk podcast. You can go to www.wetalkpodcast.co.uk or you can go www.sekulumawetalkpodcast.co.uk or you can just Google it. You can find on Google and Apple and also in Spotify. So thank you and share it with your friends.